Iasu Malagedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Your thoughts, part 3.
Where we are literally being held hostage by a nurse who refuses, and I do mean literally refuses, to come back to the room and give us the results so that my wife can be discharged along with our newborn baby. Hostages? Yes. Are we civilians? Yes. We don't have any military training. We don't know how to get the hell out of here. Maybe to go to bring guns. I don't know. Maybe to go and start shooting people. Maybe. We're gonna be taking hostages. It's gonna be the end. We don't know what the nurse will do when she comes back. She could be armed, she could be dangerous, she could be carrying an explosive. We have no idea.
I mean, that guy sounded like Jared Leto as the Joker at the end there, eh?
I have an idea.
Oh, what a horrible version of the Joker. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, I can't stand hospitals. And I'm not condoning what this person says, but, you wait long enough at a hospital, it'll just absolutely bring the worst out of you. And I'm not condoning anything this guy said, but in some kind of way, I understand his frustration. I had to deal with a certain incident recently at the hospital that I'd like to share with you guys. And, if you live in Toronto right now, apparently I just heard on the news that out of a city of over 3.2, 3.3 million, whatever, we have, I think they said 400,000 people that do not have an official doctor. They don't have like a home doctor. They rely on hospitals and walk-in clinics. And, some of us, we're put on the waiting list right now. And I've even been told recently to get a new doctor, it could take anywhere between 2 months to a year. Now, if you heard my previous, your thoughts, I had so many problems with my last doctor, I just couldn't take it anymore. So it's just, so I'm looking for a new doctor. But in the meantime, like a lot of people, I got to rely on hospitals and walk-ins. And you seem to get different answers for your questions from different people, different clinics you go to. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just a few blocks away from this hospital that this gentleman here felt very frustrated with. And I figured, you know what? I'm just a few blocks away. Why don't I just go there? I can go there after work, maybe it won't be as busy, So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'd like to share my thoughts. And after, if you'd like to share an opinion after, please do. No problem. To my 3 listeners, I'm always very appreciative of you guys. And please leave your comments in the section below, whatever that means. So, it's after work. I figured, you know what? I'll go there. Shouldn't be that busy. Now, I usually tend to work nights. So I'm like, okay, no problem. It can't be that busy. There's no way. Okay, it's before a weekend, whatever, but it just shouldn't be that bad. So, and of course, before I, have to deal with some stuff with my neighbor, and that's a whole different ball game right there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this guy is just a born loser, but we're going to get into that another time. So, walking down the street, it's a nice little night. It's one of those days in Toronto that, it's like 15, maybe 20 degrees, at nighttime, which is pretty good, But then again, in 3-4 days, it could snow. We don't know. So let's enjoy it while we can. Walking down the street, everything's all good, very quiet. Going to the hospital there. And of course, when you first go in ER, you're like, okay, you take a quick look inside. Doesn't seem like a lot of people, just a few people here and there. You're like, okay, no problem. This should be like, I'm not saying I should be in and out, but there was a time I had to go there a few weeks before then, and I was in and out like an hour, which is awesome. Same atmosphere, whatever, no worries. So I go in there, but unlike last time, the time before, like I said, it was only like maybe an hour or whatever. Then the one after that, oof, boy, that was a disaster. I mean, they told me it was only going to be a few people, and at one point they told me, hey, it's only 3 people ahead of you. Yeah, well, we'll see you, no problem. They never give you a time, and I'm sure they're trained to do that. I mean, they probably, tell them, look, never tell, these Malakas a time, because they're going to hold you to it. So, 3 people ahead of me. I waited another hour and a half on top of that. So I was there a total of 3.5 hours. And I'm like, okay, three people. I'm like in my head, okay, I can still sort of do math. Even if you're a half hour with each person, that's plenty of time, right? I mean, if you got a really bad headache or a sprain or, whatever, I mean, a half hour is, that's, with commercials, that's not bad for each person, no problem. So then an hour and a half passes. And I step out of the room because, I'm tired of looking at the eye chart. By the way, I have 2016 vision, which is pretty awesome. I mean, I got LASIK, so, it's like I'm on steroids, but who cares? I go outside the room there, and you see, and the thing that always makes me sad is like when you see like kids just lying on the bed and, their parents are there or parents, it's just sad seeing that because, you hope the kids are okay. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. And you're like, oh man, like, I mean, take all the time you need with these people for sure. But, at the same time, don't lie to me or them or whatever. But, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, we got free healthcare up here, but comes with a price. But you'll see that in a little bit. So I go up to the desk and I go, okay, listen, it's been an hour and a half on top of what you just told me. Okay, an hour and a half ago. You said 3 people. How many people are ahead of me? And they go, what's your name again? Which is always a good sign. I tell them my name, Mihoff, first name Jack. No, of course not. I honestly, you'd be surprised how many times that actually works. And when they say it out loud, it's just that much more funny. But anyways, and, they're checking there, whatever. And, of course, they look in the wrong pile. The other person says, no, it's that pile. I'm just watching this like, oh, fuck me. And then, they go, oh, there's 3 people ahead of you. I go, excuse me? There's 3 people ahead of you. I go, you told me an hour and a half ago there was 3 people ahead of me. And they're like, yeah, well, we're busy. And you just told me an hour and a half ago you weren't that busy. You'll get right back to me. Oh, I just walked away. I don't know. I can't stand dealing with stupid people. So I go back in the room. I'm sitting down. I'm like, what do we do now? What would a normal person do? And I just said, fuck it. I said, I'm just going to try this again later on. So took off the mask, left it on the floor. Took off the good old wristband, left it on the floor. That's it. I just left. So I said, I'll try this another day. So I thought to myself, I get the day off on Friday. So Thursday nights after work, I'll go. It can't be that busy. There's no way it's going to be even more busy than it was last time. So this time I was totally prepared. At work, I wrote everything down on a piece of paper that was wrong with me. And even at the end of the note, I said, this is not a joke. Please take all of this, what I'm saying, seriously. And you got to keep in mind, my voice was way worse than it was now. I mean, I don't know, maybe I come across a little raspy now, but it's slowly getting there, whatever. But yeah, so I'm like, let me just save my breath. Everything's there. All the details are there. I made it so easy for them. I gave them the treasure map. I told them where it is. I marked it X. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have made it any more easier, for them. So I go up there, to the By the way, I mean, I don't know. Like I get it. The hospitals are open 24 hours. Maybe they don't clean as often as they should. It's not good in there, man. I don't. It just first impressions are everything. I mean, you go up there, you see cracks on the glass and people just wandering, and it looks like ironically playing the Joker here. It literally looks like Arkham Asylum. And this city's going to shit already. I mean, let's just be honest. If anything, it's funny that I said that because at one point I was on the streetcar a few days ago, and good old Spadina Station. Oh boy, if you're homeless in Toronto, that's a great place to camp out. Anyways, yeah. So and this one woman refused to get off the streetcar. They have the security there, which by the way is not even TTC security anymore because of course they want to save a couple bucks. Shocker. So they hired another company. I actually did work for this company at one point, and it's not good. But anyways, and then the one guy even says, "Oh, same thing I was saying. The city's going to shit." I mean, he made a joke that we need Batman, and it's turning into Gotham City, and I'm just laughing because I can't disagree with this guy. But same thing at the hospital. I mean, people are just wandering around. I mean, it looks like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Put the ball in the basket, Chief. Like, holy shit. Can you say Chief anymore or no? Fuck it. Yeah, they showed a picture of Jack Nicholson lately. I don't know. He's they say it looks bad. I don't know. He looks like the same he did years ago. I don't know. Fuck. He's one of our best actors. I don't know. Now there's a good. You see, everything comes together in my podcast. I ain't even playing this. Now there's a good Joker. Okay, is he better than Heath Ledger? It's up to you. Is he better than Joaquin Phoenix? There again, it's up to you. Fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the shitty lobby I'm in. So I see the person there. I just put the piece of paper that I wrote everything down on the plexiglass. And they're just reading it. They're probably thinking, holy fuck, another client for the asylum. But I'm just like, what? Fuck it. Just read it. Everything's, pretty good. It's pretty coherent, commas in the right places, I think. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, yes, I'm like, yeah, this is, yeah, I got all these problems. I do. Give you a little idea of what these problems were. I mean, my voice, I was a little concerned because I had a little bit of a cough that was going around, apparently. Some dry skin on my foot. I know it sounds like, little itsy bitsy things, but I was just concerned because I don't have the best feet. And I saw my dad's feet one day, and, Google Shaquille O'Neal's feet. It's way worse. I mean, it just like it. I remember one time I was coming down the stairs visiting my parents, and like my dad was like leaning against the stairs, and my mom was just like cutting away at these nails, and it looked like you ever see a rainforest all cut down and there's just debris everywhere. Like that's what it looked like. It was just like clouds of dust and like remains of tzatziki, and it was just crazy. So anyways, what was I talking about? The fucking the great lobby. So I'm there, and I'm I just tell them, look, like, let's be honest, how long is the wait, and they're like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You wait there and okay, no problem. I always sit in the same seat when I wait in the waiting area there. So like I said, we go to the lobby to the seat. Okay, so that's the first movement you got to do. Sitting there, of course they got the plexiglass up there. I don't know. You feel like you're visiting someone in jail. Did you get my package? Yeah, everything's good. See you in 6 months. And then I didn't wait that long. Maybe waited 5 minutes. Not bad. And then, but again, I'm seeing a couple that came in there, and they got a baby in there, and at this point it's like 1:30 or something like that at night, and again, I feel bad, because I'm like, oh man, like, I mean, no baby deserves to be sick. I mean, I overheard them. They said, the baby had a cough. So but you feel bad for the you don't see a baby sick, you know what I mean? But you could tell the parents are concerned there, and it was funny. The one guy, the father. I'm assuming he's the father. I don't know. You just assume. I don't know. Maybe it's the neighbor. Who knows? But yeah, he was bending over, and remember that the skit from Saturday Night Live when Dan Aykroyd played the plumber, just like this big ass crack. So like I just started laughing to myself, and at this point I'm like, fuck man, I need a good laugh. You know what I mean? Because I've been thinking about all the shit I had to deal with before with the hospital and all that, and the weights, and it's brutal. I mean, they kind of cleaned it up there at this hospital now, but I don't know. It's just I don't know, dude. So I'm like, all right, I need a good laugh. So they saw them for a little bit, and they called me. I don't know, like whatever, 5-10 minutes later. And again, I saw so what's the problem? Of course they don't relay what the last guy did, to this person, because that would just make too much sense. So again, I show the note, to the lady there, and she's just reading it, and again, I don't think there's any way you can hand someone a written note. I mean, without them thinking you're fucking crazy, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, listen, it's 1:30, whatever. I just read the thing, I'm trying to save my voice here or whatever, I don't know, like, what am I, Morgan Freeman? Who cares? But the point is, I want to be able to talk in the future. And, and then at one point I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot I didn't, I tend to swear sometimes, so I think at one point I might use the word shit in there. And then I told them, just look, it's, excuse the bad punctuation and the bad, grammar, I'm just trying to make a joke. And she's like, that's okay. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. What a charmer. So, they put the thing on your finger there. I'm so tempted sometimes just to when they put the shit on your finger, just pull a Babe Ruth and, but I'm trying to keep it classy, especially, early in the morning. And, they check the, your heart rate, so far so good. Okay, whatever. All right, so just do me a favor and just wait in the, or just get signed up in the side there again, and I have to talk to someone else, and, God. And then they said, oh, yeah, you just, celebrated a birthday, whatever. Oh, yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, I'm great. I'm in ER at 2 a.m. Thanks. So, taking the thing there, and everything's good, blah, 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 Okay, so now wait, 5 feet behind you in this waiting area. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. It's not too bad. I mean, there's only like 2 guys there, whatever. One guy, I don't know, like he's in a wheelchair there. He's totally fucked up on whatever alcohol or drugs, and I just, I know, how do you know that? I'm like, I got LASIK. So, he's got a huge gash on his face there or whatever, and he's so incoherent. The irony is I mispronounced that, but and then it seemed like his buddy brought him there. And he was just pissed off. Like, he didn't want to be there. He's just bitching, and, he's like, man, I brought you here. You can't even fucking stay awake. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's asking for, like, sandwiches and shit. Like, they give, first of all, I didn't know they gave out sandwiches for free in the waiting room. I'm like, I don't know. I would have been happy with a water. Then you're in a hospital, and who knows. But anyways, and he's got the balls to ask for 2 more sandwiches, and he's a thin guy, whatever, but still, I mean, come on now, don't be greedy. And then she's like, oh no, you have those, 2 more, I don't know, it's not Burger King, and then the friend's still pissed off, why'd you bring me here, da, 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 da. He's just bitching and talking to himself. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to, play some Mario on my phone, pass the time, and then at one point the guy falls asleep. He's the guy that brought him in there. He's all pissed off, bitching and moaning, and I could have sworn at one point I did hear the word bumbleclot a couple times. I do remember that word from In Living Color. But anyways, so he leaves, and the other guy eventually wakes up. Where'd he go? Calling him, and then you gotta bring my key, and whatever. And then I'm trying to enjoy SpongeBob on TV there, and it's an okay show, I guess. It's about a sponge, and he's got I don't know, his buddy there. I don't know. He does was he on Coach? Guy that talks like this. You know, it's a funny story. You know, I might as well make this podcast go longer. The dude I heard one time, he was on Conan, and how he got the voice for SpongeBob. He was waiting in line for an audition or an audition, whatever. And ahead of him was, you know, a little person. I grew up in the 90s, so I call them midgets. Fuck off. So, you know, and then here's the guy like bitching and moaning, and he does the same voice as SpongeBob. You know, and he's like, yeah, this fucking line, I can't fucking take it anymore. And that's where he got the idea for the voice. And of course, they don't like him telling that story, but, you know, it's Conan. You know, you can go nuts. I miss you, buddy. Hope you're enjoying retirement. Now you're doing a podcast now. I don't see the purpose in that. You know, you already killed it at the, what was it, the Emmys, where you thought you kept winning or something? I don't know. I love Conan. Conan and Letterman, always funny dudes. But again, you see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going on a rant here, but this is what happens when you go in the hospital early in the morning. Your mind just fucking wanders, you know. And then the next show on YTV there, which is like kind of a kids network in Toronto. I don't know if it's channel 12. It used to be 25, and now they got satellites. They got a whole thing there. And then Degrassi, The Next Generation comes on. I'm like, oh yeah, it's the one that Drake was on there. I don't know if you guys have heard of this rapper. He's Canadian, named Drake. And yeah, he was on the show, and he started off as an actor. He was in the wheelchair there and everything, and he got shot. And you know, he didn't show up in the episodes. I think they just shot him, and I think they wanted to give him some time off or something. And there you go. So yeah, you know, I'm just, you know, and at one point I'm just walking around, I'm like, holy shit, like how long does this take? I mean, I'm waiting there hours, and you know, just listening to the you know, the theme song there, whatever it takes to make it through. Oh God, yeah, there's way more money in rap. Anyways, so you know, and then finally they call my name. It has to be at least, I don't know, fucking. Whew, like at least 3 hours, 3.5. Holy fuck. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, go to the room there. You know, I'm just laying there on the bed because I learned from last time. I didn't lay in the bed till like hours later the first time. I was like, fuck it. I'm getting my ass comfortable this time. Okay, because God only knows how long you're going to take here, you know. And I'm just looking around here. I'm like, you know, how clean could this place really be? You know, and you're thinking of, you know, and of course, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, afterwards, I took a shower and whatever. Dude, you have to. I mean, I'd be in the hospital for like 10 seconds. If I leave, I gotta hose down. Forget it. It's, you know, all the clothes, everything I'm wearing, you know, laundry bag, you know, fuck it. It's a lost cause until laundry day. So I'm just laying there, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, this is what it's come to. You know, it's still like 4 a.m. I'm still waiting here. 5. I mean, who knows? I've lost track. I don't know. I'm just worried. You know, I'm just thinking to myself, will Drake ever, you know, get out of the wheelchair again? I mean, will he? I mean, like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. I mean, you know, is he? You know, is he gonna get revenge? I don't know. I'm concerned. So, you know, and again, you know, the conditions of this hospital are not very nice. You know, I mean, people are just chatting away and just, I mean, it's okay. It's not that dirty. I've seen worse, but, you know, you're just wandering around. And you're like, oh shit, you know, how many people have touched this? And, you know, I'm a little, you know, a little skeeved out. I'm not gonna lie. It's whatever, you know, but trying to relax, and, you know, I'm just watching shit on my phone, and just trying to take it easy. That's all, you know, because you're in a hospital, you know, and it's always funny too, because a lot of these people are just used to, you know, the nurses there, they're all, you know, they're all used to this shit. You know, they'll have conversations about people. They don't care. You know, they're just talking away, and, you know, you're just laying there, and, you know, people are just putting shit away, and, you know, just talking about their day, and, you know, you're gonna go see Rose later on, and yeah, sure, you know, you want a coffee, you want this, and, you know, is COVID really over? Who knows? I don't. I really don't. You know, you just, you know. I mean, I mean, will Drake ever really get used to the wheelchair, or will he, eventually just, keep his head up, or, I don't know. Little Wayne visit him at the hospital. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's crazy. So finally, the doctor comes in, and I think at this point, I think it's been like a good 6-7 hours. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point. Like when you're at a certain point at the hospital, you just pretty much lose hope. You see people pacing up and down, and they're, I don't know. A lot of these guys, they just look like they're looking for the next fix. And I see a poor woman lying there on the bed, and she's just, you hope she's okay too. And it's crazy. It's not a good scene, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. I mean, apparently hospitals are not a happy place. I didn't believe it, and until I saw it. And it proves that they're not a happy place, because you go to the payphones there, and on the plus side, they let you make free local phone calls, but then they have a sheet there that says, well, if you need mental health there, call this number. Okay, so, all right, it's, it took a lot of effort to put that piece of paper up. So, I'm laying there, and okay. And then the doctor finally comes in, and he's like, hey, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm in a daze. I'm almost falling asleep there, and like, you get this thing where they're kind of just rushing you, and you're like, dude, yeah, have a little consideration. I mean, I'm waiting for you, for 7 hours. You can give me 7 seconds to wake up. You know what I mean? Just relax, whatever, So, we're going through a whole bunch of things, and, I'm telling him, look, here's the sheet of paper, it's getting passed around like VD here. So, just check it out. This is what you got to do. And like, he looks at the list and he goes, oh, what? He goes, oh, well, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm like, I don't know, like where am I? Fucking Home Depot? Yes, you can. It's a hospital. You can give me some advice on what to do here. Well, this is just ER. I mean, we deal with real emergencies, which again makes me feel great. Considering that I've been here for a long time, and you're basically implying that you don't give a shit. So that's always nice. And I say, listen, doc. The main thing I'm concerned about. Let's pretend you're a doctor, and let's just deal with this for a second. I'm concerned about my voice. I'm concerned about the cough and all that. It's been going on for a week, whatever, let's just see if we can do something here. Okay. And he's like, okay, sure. So, I'm going to write you a script. I'll be right back. And the guy, like literally, I didn't have time to say, okay. Like, he just zipped out of the room, and like the curtain's there and whatever. Like he just jumps out, like out of the room, like he's fucking Houdini, I don't know, setting up the mirrors for the next illusion, whatever, fucking Chris Angel. I wish I had hair. The point is, I don't know when this guy's coming back again, and so I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, if I lie down again, should I get comfortable? Is it like, this is like going to be like a minute thing, a 10-minute thing, whatever, and I just said, fuck it, I'm going to lie down. There's no point. The guy didn't tell me anything. He's like, I mean, holy shit, I hope he's okay though. That's my concern. I don't know. He didn't come back, but, a nurse came back, and she came back with, a cup of, I'm assuming it's water at this point. I don't know, these long shifts, who knows? And then she comes back with a little white pill. And I go, what's this? She's like, oh, well, you're going to take this now. It's for your, throat and whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm in a hospital. I'm dazed out. I don't remember my name. Sure, I'll take a random pill from you. That's how I met my ex. No, I'm just kidding. No, come on. No. That's not funny. I think it's accurate with a lot of people in Toronto, but the point is, I took it, because at this point I'm just like, fuck it. Who knows? Maybe I can go to the Matrix at this point. Take the drink water. Because I was just thirsty at this point. Fucking 6-7 hours of waiting here. Hey, finally something to drink. The guy got 2 sandwiches. I got a little Dixie cup of water. Thanks. I hope he found his keys. That's what I'm concerned about. So, I'm like, okay, and I'm like, is the doctor coming back, or she's like, yeah, the doctor will come back. Do you know when? I don't know. Of course you don't. And she's like, okay, well, you're pretty much free to go. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You didn't deal with like literally 80% of this list. She's like, what list? I'm like, the doctor didn't tell you about the things? No, what things? Oh, Christ. Okay, so again, let me. Let's pretend you're a nurse, and I'm a patient in need. Like, are we gonna deal with this? She's like, deal with what? The list I just said. She's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, you don't know? No, I don't know. And we just look at each other like blankly, like I don't know, like we're both like bots, and we don't know what the fuck is going on here. So I'm just like, you know what? Just let me wait for the doctor and see what's going on. He's like, okay, you can wait in the other waiting room. I'm like, well, what's wrong here? I mean, I thought I graduated to a bed, so he's like, no, you have to wait in the other room. Okay, so I'm waiting in another waiting room, which is different from the other one, of course. So you go to that room, and I'm like, all right. And again, I'm a bigger guy, not too big, but the chairs are even smaller. They got the plastic things behind there. I basically feel like like what a sandwich is between Glad wrap and it's fucking crazy. And what's even crazier is that I'm sitting there, everyone else is able to sleep, and there's one woman ahead of me here, and she's one of these women, like, you don't know if she's like 20 or 50, like who knows. And she keeps looking at me, and there's an awkward thing there, and then I like, oh, okay, let me look away, because I just I want to be able to sleep eventually. And then I look right, and I see someone sitting there, and ladies and gentlemen, she literally, I'm assuming it's a she. I'm not sure, because the person was really skinny. I don't know, maybe maybe had a good metabolism. I don't know, but the person is sitting there and literally covered in a white sheet. Like, it looks like people that can't afford a decent costume at Halloween, they're like, okay, here, kid, just put a sheet, punch out 2 eyes, and that's it. Literally just sitting there, and she has a white sheet, again, assuming it's a woman, I don't know. And she's just rocking back and forth. I'm assuming she's sleeping under there and kind of alive, because, you can kind of see the sheet moving like up and down, up and down. I'm like, okay, cool. The person's okay. It's, it's not actually Casper. How long has she been here, that she has to do that? And, at this point you're like, I don't know, what have I done in my life to deserve this? I'm, and then I remembered where I was, and, I was like, oh yeah. This is the same hospital here that made me wait 13 hours in one room. And then at one point I just left, and I'm like, oh my God, am I going to have to do this again? And what a horrible place. But anyways, I'm sitting there, and then I see that I'm going there about 5-10 minutes, whatever. And I see the doctor go by, like, past the window there. And I kind of wave at him, like, where the fuck you going? I still got, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll be back. I'm like, all right, well, again, can I get like an answer? Maybe 5-10 minutes, whatever. And I literally ended up waiting there another hour. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? And then I just said, fuck it. So I left the room. I go up to, and this is the thing that really pisses me off, is that, like, you have like the desk of nurses there waiting there, like literally doing nothing. And listen, I don't want to get shit for this, okay? Because I get it. During COVID, especially, I know nurses and doctors work hard. I know, I get it. But, and I get you see these people every single day, sick people. It's just, it's just white noise to you. I get it. But at the same time, put yourself in our shoes. You know, I'm sitting there for an hour. The doctor gave no, nothing, no time, no nothing. And then I came up there, and who do I see sitting all the way at the far end of the little area there? Is a doctor. He's on a stool. He's writing shit down. I'm like, first of all, I didn't even come, and here's my theory, okay? Maybe I'm paranoid or whatever, because like, hey, keep on, I haven't slept all night at this point, and, it's fucking 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever, right? And, by the way, the one guy next to me, was just sleeping like a baby. I don't know how fucking people do that. It's like people that can sleep on planes. I don't know. God bless you. But anyways, so he's just sitting, and I'm thinking to myself, like, like this motherfucker, like he went out that way. I didn't see him come back in. Right. And I'm like, there's no fucking way he did this on purpose to avoid me. Did he? I mean, I don't know, but well, who knows, I'm gonna show you something after that could prove that theory. But anyways, so and they all look at you funny, like you're the one with the problem, like you're not the one waiting there for fucking 7-8 hours, and they give you this attitude, like, well, who are you looking for? Who are you? What? Huh? Who are you? I know who I am. I want to know who you are. Okay, I want to know how come, I don't know, George Clooney over here is not fucking helping me. Okay? So, I call him, I go, Doc. And then he looks at me. He goes, oh, yeah. I was about to just get to you. Really, Doc? Really? That defense? Yeah, so if I didn't come up there, I mean, how much longer would I have waited? You know what I mean? Like, he said, oh, no, I was going to come, you can wait in another room. And it's 2 doors down from the other, room with the bed there. I'm like, hey, you sure I don't want to, fuck up your day or anything? He's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, dickhead. And so I went in the other room there, and again, it's the one thing, should I lay in the bed? Should I I don't know. And this time the bed didn't look right. You know what I mean? It's like maybe they didn't clean up after, and Christ. So I'm like, fuck, I'll just sit down. He can't be that long, and I kept the curtain open this time, so, he knows I'm there or whatever, and I don't know. I did find it funny at one point, though. The guy, like, some guy came in there to clean up the room, and I don't know, like, he wanted to clean the garbage, but he didn't, like, want to touch the actual container, and he had one of those, like, reaching sticks, and he goes in the container, reaching for something in there, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's, some kind of Band-Aid or something. He doesn't want to touch it with his hand. It's like a piece of paper or something. I'm like, bro, you can just go in there with your rubber glove and just take it. Come on, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, I haven't even slept yet. Then, it's a piece of paper. I don't know. Don't be a pussy. So, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, fuck, how much longer is this going to be? Blah, 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 blah. So I don't know, maybe it's about, let's say 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, that's not bad. Then he comes in there, and we have a little interesting conversation. So I know I've maybe bored you guys so far with, my stories about beds and, Drizzy in the wheelchair. But here's what actually went down.
The Nepal's connected to that something. The something's connected to that red thing. The red thing's connected to my wristwatch.
Remember when the Simpsons were good? No. Seriously, this is what actually happened.
Okay, hi. So what were the other things we had to go over?
Well, if you looked at my list before, instead of just handing it to me.
Yeah. No, there's only so many things I can do in the ER setting. I'm the only physician here at the time, and there's a whole ER first. No.
Now, sorry, I'm clearly going to stop this a lot, just to interrupt and things what he's saying and all that. Did you hear what he just said? So, during a midnight shift at a hospital, like, this is a huge floor, like ER, he's got to deal with, like, a lot of other things as well. He's literally the only doctor there. Okay, so of course, like, I have sympathy for him. Don't get me wrong, but you know how crazy that is? I mean, especially like what's going on in, today's society. And I get, okay, like I don't know, I guess technically we're past, the badness of COVID and all that, and and I don't know, maybe we still got to worry about chimpanzees and hornets, I guess, or whatever. But the point is, I don't know, grunge might make a comeback too. That'd be great. But the point is, he's the only dude there. Okay, like that is insane. Sorry, doctor. He's the only doctor dude there, and it is like how crazy is that?
So the thing that needs to wait will
That's
wait.
not my problem.
No, that's not your problem. That's right. You can always talk to your. But that's what my
I
problem
don't
is.
have a doctor. I already told you that.
You have walking clinics. You have other places.
I
This
went
is
to the
for
walking clinic.
emergencies.
They told me to come here.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, we don't deal with things that are not emergencies very well. So I'm happy.
Very well or not at all?
Not at all. I mean, I can tell you, like,
Okay, now you see what he just said there. Like, I don't know if he's as tired as me. I don't think he is. I think he actually got sleep that day. Like, like I asked him, you don't do it very well or not at all? First he said not very well, and now he's saying not at all. So, like, you guys know what I'm saying, right?
I've never ordered a foot thing for somebody, and it's not.
A foot thing. Now, keep in mind, I didn't write a foot thing on this piece of paper, okay? So, again, this is, remember when I said before healthcare, free healthcare comes at a price?
Something we do. I can get you to see the fracture clinic. Maybe they can do it.
Let's just start with the obvious here.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, I've been here for over 7 hours.
Yeah.
Okay? What did I just take for my throat?
It's a steroid.
What's it called?
Dexamethasone.
Okay, so what happens? Like, what's the result here? Do I wait 24 hours?
No,
and they
yeah,
kick
you
in,
know
or what?
24 hours. I don't want to give you too much. I'm going to give you something to go home with, but I don't want to give you too much because of your diabetes. I don't want to raise your blood sugar too high. What it's going to do is it's going to help reduce any
I wouldn't eat
inflammation.
anything in 7 hours. I got news for you. Nothing wrong is going to happen anyway. But at the same time, something's got to be done about this.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to get you to see a ear, nose, and throat doctor.
You don't understand. I mean, with this hospital, why is there only one doctor during a whole midnight shift?
No, there's doctors until 2, 3 in the morning, and then there's me that's
I talked to someone before when I came in there, and they said there's only one doctor on the floor.
Yeah. It's just the way the ER is set up. So if you want to make a complaint, there's a.
What is it, like a financial thing with healthcare? Like, what is it?
Listen, I'm not going to get into that right now. I've got to see patients. I'm here to help because I know you've been waiting 7 hours, and I want to try and help with the other things. I can't help with everything you've got on your list.
Question? If I came out of here out of the room there.
Sorry?
If I didn't come out of the room there and then call you out right now, would you have come in the room, or because I was waiting there an hour?
I know that, but I'm still at 8 o'clock in the morning. I have somebody else to help me out.
Okay.
Until 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm seeing the people that are
I
sick.
believe it's 8 o'clock now. It's 8:14.
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Right? So I was going to come see you at 8 o'clock.
That's good timing, anyway.
Okay.
So what about the foot?
What about the foot?
Can you just give me some cream or something on a dry foot?
Let's have a
Or
look. Let's have a look.
no, what we're gonna do is, I already took pictures. I'm gonna save time here.
Now, fuck, I didn't know where to begin. You know what? Again, you can never get a straight answer out of a doctor. Again, they must. I mean, I would please leave your. If you're a doctor, please leave a comment in the section below. Again, I don't know what that means, but the point is, leave something for me and let me know if during the training process of becoming a doctor in those magical 10 years, are you guys trained not to answer anything? Like this is like mafia shit. I mean, there is no mafia. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. Can you give somewhat of a remote answer to show that you somehow care? I'm not going to talk about this. I don't know about this. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So at this point, like I said, I mean, who the fuck wants to be barefoot on? Like in the hospital, okay? Especially after, talking to the two Malakias. I didn't actually talk to them. I didn't want to get involved. But, I mean, God only knows where their feet have been, where anyone else's foot has been, So just watch what I do here.
Because, this whole floor, and I've seen the other rooms, and they skeeved me out, so that's absolutely not going to happen. So that's what's going on. So this is my 1 foot here, as you can see, and this is hold on.
So I took pictures on my phone of my beautiful feet. Listen, I'll still put these feet against my dad's any day. I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, I just didn't want to be barefoot. I was trying so hard to avoid this, which again, it really, I said before, watch. It's an audio podcast, so just listen.
The left one. It's the same thing. You see the line there. I just want to know if it's because of a diabetes thing or what.
I don't know.
Dry skin or...
Ladies and gentlemen, what's the one phrase you don't want to hear a doctor say in a hospital? I don't know. Do you realize that I've been going to this hospital all my life because I'm just a sucker for punishment. And this is the third time, okay? Not one, not twice, but the third time I've heard a doctor say, I don't know. I went for an injury before, he said, I didn't know. I went for another injury. He said, I've never seen this before. Like, this is, the Twilight Zone theme is just playing in my head at this point. I'm just like, where the fuck am I?
Well, you have dry skin. It could be a diabetes thing.
Okay, so can you give me some cream for it, or at least prescribe me something?
You put like even moisturizer, or like.
I have it. It doesn't do anything. It's like just picture it in plastic, and every time sometimes I stretch out my foot even like this, it just like feels like.
Yeah. So the only thing I can recommend is Vaseline. I don't know of any special cream.
Vaseline, like actual.
Vaseline. Put it on before you go to bed. Do that every night for a week. The pharmacy has it.
No. I mean, like in general, just like any cream and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. The arthritis. Okay, my back is killing me here.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything else I can take out of than what they're giving me? Like,
what are they giving you?
Okay, I'll show you again. Okay.
Well, you have pre-gab.
No, it was there. Trust me. Yeah, it was absolutely there. Yeah. Believe me, that's why I prepped for this. But then also the appointment here that you made me for, like I can't come at this time. Like I'm working at this time.
So you're gonna call but there's nothing here for pain.
Yeah, there is. One of them is a white pill. Yeah, it is. It's for exactly. So.
Now, also, I did this list very thoroughly, very clear. Anybody, can, that can clearly read English, knows what this list is saying. On top of that, I brought a list of all my medications, from my pharmacy. I showed him this before. He clearly didn't look at it properly, because he said, oh, you didn't, whatever. I go, yes, I just gave it to you. Are we surprised at this point, or?
So you're gonna call them and reschedule the appointment for a time that's convenient for you?
Okay, so what about this then? Arthritis.
So any trouble with your bowel or your bladder?
Oh, my bladder? No.
Yeah, okay.
It's just back pain. I just feel in my legs, everything. There's gonna be basically, is there something other than this I can take?
Yeah, so I think the best thing for back pain is like stretching, yoga, and core exercises.
I stretch every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing for like, so Suloxative is good.
Okay.
It's not as good as the anti-inflammatories, but they probably don't want to give you anti-inflammatories because it goes through the kidneys, which in a diabetic, you don't want to overload the kidneys too much because eventually your kidneys will have some damage.
Okay.
You can try some Tylenol with it, but actually the steroid I gave you will probably help you back a little bit.
You mean the same thing for my throat?
It's going to work in your whole body. It's going to help with inflammation.
How long will it last for? Like 24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
there's no prescription you can give me until I see this appointment. This appointment's not until the 25th anyway. So now I'm not prolonging this. God only knows how long that's going to take.
Yeah.
So is there anything I can do?
No. Yeah. Like, we don't give steroids for more than 5 days to start with.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to lose my voice here.
Yeah.
Okay? I do a podcast, I do voiceovers. This is already fucking me up already.
Yeah.
So, I gotta nip this in the bud here. Am I gonna lose my voice or what?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't.
There's a number 2 phrase you want to hear from a doctor. I don't think so. They gotta, I always said they should do psych tests with cops. They gotta do some kind of sensitivity training with doctors. Again, I could Google it. Maybe I will. But the point is, if there's any doctors out there that know anything, please, I encourage you, or my 3 listeners, thank you so much. I always appreciate you guys' support. If you know anything, please just let me know. Give me, let's say if this was a trust exercise and I was going to lean back. I mean, I'm a big guy anyway. Maybe you need two people to catch me, but I'm not feeling the support here, man. You know, just.
But this is why I'm getting you to see an expert.
Okay, yeah, but you know, but in the meantime, I got to do something.
Aren't doctors experts? I just want to throw it in that in there. No, okay.
Yeah, but I can only do what I don't have.
This is 11 days from now.
I don't have an appointment sooner
Okay,
than
what
that.
about a prescription then? Something.
So I'm gonna give you a prescription for 4 days of steroids.
Okay.
But what I said is I can't give you like a big dose, and I can't give it to you for very long because of your diabetes.
Is it really that big of a deal, like the medication with the diabetes? Like really? I mean.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
Because your blood, like I said before, your blood sugar is going to spike.
Okay.
And you're someone that checks your blood sugars every day, then okay, fine. But you don't check it every
What
day.
does it matter if I check it every day and it's high? I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I never understood that anyway. Yeah.
Well, because eventually your kidneys will fail, you'll go blind, you'll lose your there's a
I'm
huge
not gonna go
complication.
blind. I did the I examined the 2016.
Let me get you your steroid.
And whoa.
You see how he just like dumps all that shit? Like, you're gonna go blind, you're gonna, and then like I'm trying to talk to him about it, and he's like, yeah. Anyway, like again, you know, like I don't know. He's almost like Charles Bronson in these Death Wish movies. It's like, oh, your family's dead, your daughter's dead, everybody that you know is dead. Okay, I'll see you later. You know, like what the fuck, man? I mean, really, like nothing really, like. Do doctors get paid salary? Like, I don't, like, what?
Well, you said something about the foot. So again, I mentioned the foot thing.
See, I'm not this is not stuff we deal with in the ER.
I could have sworn he was about to say dermatologist. Like, was I hearing things there, or I'm just curious?
If your foot was infected, I know what to do. Right? But I don't know how to take care of like a.
I don't know what's wrong then.
I didn't see your foot. I'm only looking at the picture.
Can you ask me like a paper towel or just something? Because you know,
Just put it on the bed. Put it on the bed.
So again, I took clear pictures of my feet, and now he's like, "Oh, now I didn't see the thing. Okay, so I'm assuming at this point maybe he's got a foot fetish. I don't know. I mean, I never understood that. You know, I'm just happy if a woman has feet. You know, but okay, fuck it. At this point, whatever. So I'm like skeeved out. I'm trying to look around the room. What can I put on the floor? There's this huge thing of like paper towel or whatever, and you know, I even told him. I said, "Well, just listen."
I'll do myself with everything else. Okay. Free healthcare, but it comes with a price. Okay. Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. Okay.
You take those every taxes.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So it's free.
If you don't pay taxes, then it's free. Yeah.
And now this guy's accused me of like not paying taxes. I mean, you know, of course I pay taxes. Well, like, what the fuck do you think I'm here? You know, I'm trying to just joke around with him, whatever. Well, you know, it's free and, you know, whatever. I do pay my taxes. Okay, you guys can look into it. Trust me, it's all good there. Trust me. This is another reason why I'm pissed off in Toronto. But the point is, okay, it is covered, and you know, I mean, they should have some kind of like paper there or some kind of mat or something. Like, I'm thinking about it. They got the stuff that they put on the bed, right? You know, that paper there. How come they don't have something ready for like the ground? I mean, you know, people are going to come in there. They got to dress in the gowns, take off their shoes and all that, you know, and like, I get it. You guys don't have to take off your shoes. You're special. I get it. But you know, the rest of us, we do. Just be prepared. That's all. You have someone over at your place, you know, you're going to have some food and drinks ready, and of course you're going to have a welcome mat. That's you know, it's the little things. That's all. Okay, I can sort of understand, you know, you guys give away that, you know, the shitty tissues there, you know, I'm sure it costs like not even 4 cents per box, but you know, let's come on.
Exactly. Thank you. All right. Private security, dog. That makes it. Okay.
So it's not infected.
Is it bad or good? Just tell me that.
Not bad.
Okay, so why am I feeling pain on this foot and then not this one? Like, why does it feel stretched out on this one?
You sprain it, twist it.
The third thing you don't want to hear from a doctor. Why am I in pain, doc? Why do I feel on this foot? Let me think.
Right, anyway, with diabetes, you can develop some numbness to your feet, your micro.
Well, it's not numb if I'm feeling it.
First of all, I've been here for 7, 8 hours, and I've been listening to you for the last, 5 minutes. I can't get any more number. Second, just say what the problem is. You're just dancing around this shit. Just say what the problem is, man. 10 years. Come on. You guys read the books and shit. Come on. Come on, man. Come on.
Right?
No, but you might be getting numb on that. You might have pain in both. You just don't feel it now.
Well, I feel stuff in here, but I'm just saying this one is specifically bad. I don't know why, it just is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see
It looks more redder than this side, let's say that. So is this because of diabetes or no?
I don't think so.
Direct answer with doctors.
Well, I don't know. No, I'm not going to say no or yes. It could be because of diabetes, but I don't think so.
Okay, so your medical opinion, you don't think so?
I don't think there's a relation to the
Okay,
diabetes.
so then what is this then?
Well, it could be just like the shoes irritating one side of your foot.
You think so, really? No.
Yes, I do. Or it could be your diabetes, or it could be anything, or it could be an
That
infection.
came out wrong. I mean, because specifically, I'm due for a new pair of shoes, hence that's why I need the notes, hence that's why this shoe feels tight, especially in this area. Okay, so it's probably it. But at the same time, you sure you can't just write something more?
I can write shoes. You want shoes? Is that what you want? Just write anything. We don't do, this is not an emergency. We don't do this in the emergency department.
Basically,
This is what they do at walking clinics and
He's cracking.
family doctors. This is why it's important for you to have a family doctor.
Exactly.
I understand you're frustrated, but the things you're asking me to do are not emergencies, okay? So listen.
if I'm in pain,
Let me ask people out there. Is concern about losing a foot or possibly feet, would that be considered an emergency? Or, obviously if you lose your dick, I'm not saying this guy's going to pull Lorena Bobbitt, but, at what point when you're in the ER is what is considered an emergency? I get it. Someone comes in there, they're shot, they're stabbed. I get it. They don't care about a fat fuck's foot. But at the same time, I do. Okay? So maybe it's the, little things in life where, I don't know, you want to keep your feet because you like walking, or standing up, the odd time. I know it's just weird, I you don't want to end up in a wheelchair, like Drake, and it just I just want to know what is considered an emergency to this, fellow. I'm okay.
and then yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I need is for my insurance because of
Look, I'm not doing the shoe. Forget the shoes.
You just said you were gonna write something.
Now, I'm not hearing things. I'm on no sleep. I get it. But I could have sworn he said he was at one point going to write something for my foot. So you can understand something. I'm just trying to get long story short, I want to see if my shoes, because, I wear special shoes for, security, good, insoles, because you're on your feet a lot, right? So I want to see if my insurance covers it. That's all. But the store I go to, they said, well, now it's a new policy, whatever, blah, 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 thanks COVID. Now you got to get a note from a doctor, and I went to the walk-in clinic. They said, you got to go to the hospital, and, it just never ends, man. It's a constant game of ping pong that just never fucking ends. It's just, they just, pass the person on to the next person. They hope they can fix it. And it's frustrating. It is extremely frustrating. And now, the conclusion.
This is steroid you can take once a day, every day for your throat.
Okay.
I'm hoping it'll help your inflammation.
I'm hoping too, yeah.
Okay? I can't predict the future.
That's what it's called?
That's what we gave you here, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? You've got the follow-up with the,
I can't predict the future. No, really, Doc? I thought you were the fucking machine from the movie Big, I can't predict the future. No, but, you can help me in the present, man. Every fucking thing this guy said wrong. Holy shit. I mean, like, he looks like he's been doing it for a while, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like an old doctor, it didn't seem like a young doctor, like, kind of like in the middle, and I don't know, maybe he's starting to question his life too, and, you know. I hope he's not treating Drake, you know, because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, this is, but I did have to ask him just one last question.
I won't bug you again. I just want to know for sure. I have to get the walk-in clinic for the foot. I guess that's a no. Okay. Yeah, because they told me I had to go see a doctor. So. Okay. So the line. Okay. Dude, you guys have more than one doctor. You wouldn't be distressed. Just saying.
I think that.
Dude, you're the only doctor in the ER. How should you not be? Yeah. Thank you, too.
Welcome to hospitals in Toronto, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I'm sure it's going to get better. What's that? We still don't have a mayor till June? Oh, great. The point is, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's just, you know, it's crazy. It really is, you know. You figure one person will tell you one thing, and then they tell you, no, you can't do it. You got to go this you know, back and forth. That's, you want a simple answer. Like, even if you put something on a note saying he needs something special for his feet, that's all he had to do. That's it. I'm not asking for a pint of blood. I'm just asking, you know, for you to help me out. That's all. Simple little thing. That's all. But, yeah, that was another beautiful experience at Toronto Hospital. That's very nice. Very nice. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to go back to the walk-in clinic, you know, because why not? And I'm going to tell them what he told me, and we'll see. So of course I'm going outside, and you know, it's daylight at this point, obviously, you know. And I just passed somebody, you know, this seems like a nice lady, you know, just passed by her, and you know, she's just having a smoke, and you know, I'm jealous because I can't have a smoke because of my throat or whatever. But the irony was, I did some errands after. I have a window in my shower, and then I just had one cigarette. One cigarette. After all the shit I've been through, ladies and gentlemen, don't judge me, okay? I'm not saying I'm trying to quit. I'm just saying you know, fuck off. I had a cigarette, okay? It was magical. If you ever smoked in the shower, I just I just feel sorry for you. But the point is, you know, I went by her and I said, you know, like, can you? I had to say something. It's just me, and I said, like, you know, can you believe this shit? You know, these fucking doctors. And I was gonna keep walking, and then she started talking to me, and then we had, you know, a bit of a conversation. I think I was there for maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, give or take, and you know, she brought up some really good points, and she brought up this really, I mean, really good point.
You gotta remember, we have a life as well as everybody else, but we don't have to live their life. That's the difference, son. We have our own life, and we're happy with our own life.
So you're saying they're not happy with their lives, or?
Yeah. And I truly don't fucking care. Truly I don't. I'm here to get help. Right?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah.
No, from professionals, right?
That's true.
Because I need it.
Yeah. I was here for 7 hours.
You know, with their job, is what they're taught and trained.
Yeah. I feel her frustration, and she's right. You know, I like, we don't feel what they feel, you know, but at the same time, that's their life. Like, they chose this. You know what I mean? It'd be like if someone became a fireman and, you know, and they're like, hey, well, you know, I'm a fireman, but, you know, if that place is on fire and, you know, I don't feel like going in there, fuck it, I'm not going to go in. Well, yeah, you are. You're a fireman. That's your job. That's what you have to do. So if you're a doctor, you have to, you know, and I get you've seen everything. You got to deal with everyone quickly because it's, you know, you're the only doctor there. And I'll be honest, I do feel sorry for the guy. I really do. But at the same time, I mean, you got to somehow, you got to, it's like she said, I don't fucking care. This is your job. You chose this. So you have to do it to the fullest. It doesn't matter if you're on the first patient of the 9th or the 1,000th. It doesn't matter. You have to treat everybody equally nice, and you know, and you could tell at one point the guy was cracking a bit, and like, you know, like he was like, oh yeah, no, how to do this is ER, you know, I get that, and you know what, in a way I didn't mind, okay, because I work security. I'm used to people blowing up in my face and all that, and all their fucking insecurities coming out. I mean, sure, there's a lot more booze and drugs that are involved, but the point is, you know, I get it. But, you know, treat everyone with respect. Don't lie to them. Don't, you know, I'm such a straight shooter, man. Like, honestly, like, you know, like the irony I always say with life is, like, everybody wants 100% honesty, but there's such a small percentage of people that can actually handle it. And that, you know, and then I can, you know, they can dish it, but they can't take it. It gets very frustrating. It really does. You know, I'm not saying I'm God's gift or whatever, you know, but just be honest, man. That's it. Just, you know, and it's not even just this doctor, or just, you know, or the nurses. It's everywhere. I'm talking about, like the walk-in clinics too. Give me a straight answer. Tell me exactly what I have to do in order to get better. Okay? Because I care about my health. I hear people in my family, I don't know, like, I said this before, like, I had a grandfather that had a heart attack and he didn't tell anybody for 3 days. I mean, he, you know, and he had it during like a card game or something. He just kept going. I mean, like, it's fucking crazy, but, you know, if something's wrong with you, you got to get help, man, you know, and like Toronto right now it's not good. It's not good. It really isn't, you know. I think there's so many things it can improve on, and it's going to be a slow climb. You know, everyone recovering from COVID and, you know, the pandemic and all that. But I mean, you know, but hospitals are just in. It's in a big disarray, man. Honestly, like, it is really, really bad, and it's bad for patients because, you know, we got to put up with the system, and it's bad for, you know, people that are in the system trying to help people because they're understaffed. They don't have enough resources, you know, so like we're all screwed here. But in the end, let's just all be honest with each other so we can all, you know, get the proper help that we need. And that's that. So, I mean, these are my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, but as always, I ask your thoughts. Part 3.
I've dedicated my life to pediatric medicine. I've cared for dozens of dying kids in agony, pain. You and I can't even imagine.